8:55 on Monday, February 27th. I'd like to call the Board of Canvas meeting to order.
So the next agenda. Yes, so election of chairperson.
Do you want me to just read it?
No, we'll do the election of the chairperson item first.
Okay. So,
You're the chairperson currently, but we need to.
Arlene was the chairperson.
she
Oh,
was, yeah.
okay, that's right, and so Arlene stepped down. All right, so you two can decide amongst yourselves.
Jennifer would have been the chairperson.
Okay, so,
I would be happy to do it
Okay.
if that's okay.
Well, what is it about? running
it's
the
running the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep.
Been doing this a while?
A little while.
Well, it's my first day, so.
Okay.
So if you want to just vote, if you're all in favor of Linda being the chairperson, you can just say aye. Okay,
Aye.
all right. And so we'll include that in the minutes.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of tell you.
That's fine,
Not
yep.
a, not a
And
problem.
then you can read the next agenda item.
Okay. Conduct county canvass from the returns of the spring primary election held on February 21st, 2023.
Oh, you have those already? Okay, all right. So we can review, let me see what this second. Okay, yeah, so we can take a look at all of the ballot boxes first. So there's only one issue I'm not certain on as of right now for the city of West Bend, but everything else is organized in order of municipality. So Addison, Barton, Erin, Farmington, this is town of Germantown, town of Hartford, Jackson, Kewaskum, Polk, Trenton, Wayne, and West Bend. And then we have the villages. So Village of Germantown, you'll see they have central count, which just means, are you familiar, Reggie, with central count at all? It just means that they process their absentee ballots at a different location, typically the village hall or city hall, or I think Germantown uses their library. But so all of the absentee ballots are processed there instead of at the polls. So they have 4 districts. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then central count 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then Village of Jackson, they are a little bit different too. They have 2 machines that process all of the same ballots and then merge the results together. But so they didn't use 2 machines for this election, but they will for April. So we'll add the totals together, and that's how you'll look at them on your sheets. We'll go over that again in April. So Jackson, this is Newburgh, Kewaskum, and then Richfield has 4 districts. So Richfield, and then Slinger. And then over here is Hartford, City of Hartford. They have 3 districts. And then here's the City of West Bend. And so they have 8 districts. But they also have central count, which is what I'm trying to confirm with them, because we just have these boxes, which should just be their in-person. If for some reason they put their absentees in here, we'll probably open one box to make sure they're in there and confirm that they did give us what we're supposed to have. They should be kept separate because they're technically are separate poll workers. They're separate poll workers that process absentees versus the in-person. And it shouldn't be signed off by the in-person ones. So we'll have to take a look at that. So just a few unique things. So we will start and we'll go through everything in order that it is on your sheets. So we'll start the Senate District 8. There are less reporting units that actually had that race on it. So majority of the municipalities will just go over the Justice of the Supreme Court race. So that is on this one for you, yep. So it starts here, Addison, Barton, and all the way through, and then this is your, mostly just the city of West Bend. We do have a ward in the city of Milwaukee, but it is a landfill, so there are always zeros. But we still have to report, just in case there was someone who was homeless or something that resides there. So we'll start with that.
So do you want to start with Aaron? Just have you heard that from Addison?
Yeah.
And Barton?
We're gonna start with Addison.
Okay.
Yeah. Some certification sticker sheets
I
for,
have them right here.
okay, and then also deals, okay, all right, never mind, we're good. Because we're going to open Addison's box to find their full book.
Do you want me to go grab it?
There are two of them, so
Okay.
yes, if you can, grab both of them. Okay, so normally what we do is we will go through, I'll show you guys the inspector statement, and then it's 727 is the total voters on the inspector statement. We just verify that everyone has signed everything, and that all seals are listed on the inspector statement. Do you work at the polls in Slinger? So you're familiar with this too? Okay.
Don't see my name on it.
Okay. Then we take a look if there's any rejected absentees, which there aren't. And then any duplicated ballots, which there are not. And then I just usually skim over the inspector statement to see if there's any major issues that would have caused the number to be off, from what the poll book says. But they didn't have any issues in the town of Addison.
That's on the way with.
All right. In there. Okay. So West Bend is bringing their other ballots. So we'll have those, which is fine because they're at the end. Okay, so zero tape is signed. And then on the results tape, 727, and it is signed. And if you need me to hold anything closer, you want to look at it, just let me know. That's fine too. So I'm gonna have you guys open these. Because, do you have any scissors in here, Mary? You got me a scissors, they call it, yes. So we're going to open these because the poll book is in one of them. We need to take the poll book out.
Well, hopefully we guessed the right one.
Yeah, I mean, I would say start with box one, but maybe it's in box two. I don't know.
Maybe you can tell by the weight. Yeah, this does feel heavier.
Yeah, unless they filled it mostly with ballots first and then.
Well, that's true.
And then just verify that once you cut that off, that seal matches the box too.
By the way, this mean,
060.
oh, it didn't even, they didn't write that in there.
Write it on either one. I wonder if they wrote it on the inspector's statement.
Seal number?
They're trying to,
0604169.
okay. This is what was on here.
Okay.
Open that and see. Yep, number one. Good, go ahead.
Box one?
Yep, box one. So we'll take that out. This shouldn't be in there either. This is empty. And so it says. They just put everything in there. Okay.
Okay. We should put that back in there.
Want it in there?
Yes.
And use one of these to seal it. And then have you fill this out first.
Can I use a green pen for that?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay, so this is wards 1 through 6.
No, T. 669-358.
This is number 1 of 2. We just sign that. Right, we're both gonna sign here.
Yep, that's perfect.
I'll need the new seal number.
I can read that to you. T 669-358.
Thank you.
Did we take this here?
And that's today's date, the 27th. And then I'm gonna put this on top. So do you want me to bring this in?
Is this going?
Mary's gonna take that back over there. So poll book also says 727 like the tape. So that's good, so everything matches as it should. And then I will go over the totals on the tape. They only had the Supreme Court race. And I will just read first names if that's okay.
Sure.
And then the total. So Janet had 158, Daniel had 190, Everett 11, Jennifer 365. And then there should be 0 write-ins, which are the scatterings. That all look good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do these go, David? Just nowhere in there, just.
So if we have to make any changes, which we will, because there was a provisional in Germantown that did, the voters did come in and bring in the necessary materials. And so that we will canvass in addition, there were absentee ballots that were improperly rejected in Germantown that also need to be included, following their canvass. So those numbers then, whatever changes we have, I input into the state system and then print out another report, which you review just to make sure everything was adjusted correctly. And then we sign off on a certification that is reported to the state. And that's how they come out with the final results, because anything until our canvas is done is not final. It's unofficial. So after today, there'll be official results. Okay, so Town of Barton, they did have a provisional, but the voter never came back. So they did not canvass in those results. Absentee or total votes, 667. Seals are all listed on here. They didn't have any incidents besides the one provisional voter who didn't come back. 0 tape is signed. And 667 on the tape, signed as well. And they only had Supreme Court as well, so I'll start by reading those. Oh, and they have the Badger books. So like Slinger, so we won't have the printed poll book. We received it and we've saved it online. So, yeah. Janet 143, Daniel 196, Everett 12, Jennifer 313. And 0 write-ins. Uh, 1,113. They had a very high turnout. 1,113 on one side. All of the seals are listed. And they do not have any issues besides needing additional ballots. They did write lots of information. Erin does have a new clerk as well. Julie retired.
This was your first election.
By herself, yes. I think she was there in November with Julie, so Julie was training her. Zero tape sign. And then 1,113 on here and signed. And they did have the Senate District 8 race, but we'll start with that. So we'll look at the Democratic Party first. Jody had 223, so that's one sheet over.
Okay.
This one?
I think that's the Republican one is, nope, underneath there.
Underneath.
Yep,
Okay.
there you go.
Special election, okay, I see.
Yep, so Jody should have 223 for Aaron.
Right.
And then if you go to the Republican sheet, Janelle 413, Van 117, and Dan 329. And there was one write-in, but that can be changed to a 0. And then for both the Libertarian and Constitution Party, they should all be 0s for Aaron. Supreme Court race. Janet, 218, Daniel, 353, Everett, 27, Jennifer, 504, and write-ins are 0. I should tell you too, all of the numbers on these sheets come from what was modemed on election night. And so what we're basically doing is making sure that what was modemed is what we have on the reports.
What do you mean by moving?
So at the end, have you worked the close of polls?
haven't.
Okay. Okay, so at the close of polls, the machine is closed, no more voters can vote,
Correct.
and you are then transmitting your results to the county. So they plug in a wireless modem
Oh, okay.
to send the results here to my closed network. And then at the end of the night, I have either poll workers, chief inspectors, or municipal clerks call, and they confirm that the total we received is what we're reporting, but not total per candidate, just total number, yes. We have only once have we had an issue where not everything came through, which was strange, but that was in 2016, November. So not sure how that happened or why. It was town of Germantown, so a very small election. So we're able to go in and manually update the totals, so it was more accurate. But this is why we have everyone call and confirm. But we just need to make sure that everything did come through as the tape says
Right.
for this.
I get it.
So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, sorry. Okay. So we do have one of these. This is a duplicated ballot envelope. This needs to go into the ballot box. Or actually, Mary, we'll use the ballot bag. Yep. So,
bags.
okay. Are those-
Those are the German ones.
Oh, sure. Okay. So we'll have you seal this in a ballot bag. So we have a few, I noticed, that didn't put them in the ballot box. But 854 on the inspector's statement. They have a supplemental sign-in sheet. That's why there's no one here. And then,
Are we still in here?
nope, this is Farmington, yep. They did not list the security seals for the ballot boxes on here, so I'm gonna have you guys double check those too.
Okay.
Can you grab Farmington's boxes, Mary?
Yes.
We'll note that in the minutes. So if you guys wanna take a look at the top certificate and make sure that it's the security seal number.
There is one.
Okay, so just make sure, you don't have to take it off, but just make sure that the, yep.
Yeah. Do you wanna read it or what do you want? Okay, I'll read it
Enter
to you.
this in.
Yes.
Okay, so you, one second, Mary's gonna type it
Okay.
on here.
C nine seven.
I'm sorry, I wasn't there.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. D, nine.
Z as in zebra?
D as in dog,
Okay.
979488.
That was box one.
That was box one, wait a minute, oh, they didn't say which box, it would be here.
I think it's on the side.
Oh, box two, that was box two.
So I can reword
So
that,
we
but
can't
maybe
just
just
put
put
box
box two.
like correct that on here? Like one of two, we can't write on these?
No,
Okay.
no, but we just need to have the seal numbers listed since they've been in their inspector's statement.
So I'm missing box one, right?
Yes, 1 and 2.
Tell me when you're ready, Mary.
I'm ready.
K 202711.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You really have to
And
say
then this needs to be sealed in that bag.
So you're gonna do for wards.
Originals.
District. Okay, district number 1 through 5. It says here wards from blank wards, but it says district 1 through 5 here.
No, it's wards 1 through 4.
1 through 4, that's what I should put here?
Yeah. Oh, 1 through 5, sorry, they wrote it wrong on here.
Okay, so I should put 1 through 5.
Yes.
So, I mean, all the time, district and ward are synonymous?
No, they're not.
They don't have any districts, they just have wards.
Oh, that's what your envelope says.
I know, yeah, they did not write that correctly.
They should
No,
have
they
made
did,
it.
it's printed on here.
Oh,
They could have crossed it off and put ward.
Yeah, they don't have a district.
Okay.
Okay, so this
I have
is
to look at
town. In Washington County. That's how- What's the number on here? This-
Can you read it?
I'm thinking this is the seal number.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
So that's 000593886. And this is bag one. Should I put bag one of one or
Put 3 of 3.
3 of 3?
Because this
Those
is one of,
Yeah.
oh, even
yeah.
though this says 1 of 2 and 2 of 2, and you went
Mhm.
3 of 3.
Mhm.
So now. Seventh day. Three.
It's an audit.
She Oh, right now.
Call.
Okay, so then we put this in here. If you don't close, you probably don't do this, right? You don't have to seal the bag.
I keep saying to myself, I've got to do that sometimes, just to experience it.
Yeah.
It happens to me around 7 o'clock, I'm like, I don't want to go out there, it's cold and dark.
I know. August would be a good one because then it's not quite dark yet.
Yeah, or cold.
Yeah, or
And then
cold
we
is
fold
right.
this on the bottom line and just
Right.
push it down real smoothly.
Thank you. All right, so 854 on the inspection statement, I think I did show you that already. 854 on their full book. Nope, this is still the current.
Oh, we're still-
Yep, yeah. They gave us extra tapes. 0 signed. And then the results tape, 8:54, signed. And they only have the Supreme Court race. So I will read those to you. Janet, 161. Daniel, 263. Everett, 16. Jennifer, 411. Hi. If you want to put them right up there at the end, right next to yours, that's perfect. Oh, right now, yeah, it's back. Yeah, let's see. It's supposed to. There's that on the outside, guys.
And I had them on the table. No wonder. I was like, this is.
I was like, are they in the in-person boxes? I'm like, that'd be weird, but
Yeah.
you know, it works out all right. Thank you. No worries. Bye.
It's a little icy in places, this is awkward.
Is this town of Germantown? Okay, so now we're on to the town of Germantown. They have 58. We'll book 58 on their inspector statement. Seals are listed, and they had no rejected absentees, no issues. And just so you know, they are now officially using the town of Jackson as their polling location, and they and the clerk and deputy clerk in the town of Jackson are now deputized as deputy clerks for the town of Germantown.
Wow.
Yes.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, well, town of Jackson then can do both. It'll do both all day, which makes it kind of easier. Okay, so 0 tapes signed. And then 58 on the tape, the results, and that is also signed. And they have Senate District 8 as well. So I'll start with that. Democratic Party, Jody has 19. And then
Oh, yeah.
there's, yep,
Oh, I'm sorry.
got it, okay. And then Republican, Janelle, 3, Van, 2, Dan, 34. And then there's 0 for Libertarian or Constitution Party. Supreme Court. Janet, 18. And then Daniel, 12, Everett, 1, Jennifer, 27. Nope. This is town of Hartford. $871 on their poll book. $871 on their inspector's statement. Seals are all listed. No rejected absentees, and they did not have any issues. Everyone was kind of running low on ballots, which was an extremely high turnout, which was interesting. Historically, Supreme Court primaries are about 22%, 20%. Yeah, this one was over 30, so,
Wow.
which is amazing and great. 0 tape signed, and results tape signed. You know, you want as many as eligible voters that can vote to vote, so it, you know, it would be great if it was even higher, but, you know, 34%, I think was our average, was pretty great. Okay, so this one just has Supreme Court, Janet, 177, Daniel, 252, and Everett, 18, Jennifer, 423. is the town of Jackson. 1,039. See all of the signatures listed, and all of the seals listed. And then there are 0 rejected absentees and no confused. Just had voters confused. That was an issue. People thought they could vote for more than one candidate
yeah.
for Supreme Court because, yes, yeah, because they knew that 2 could move forward, but it's still only a vote for 1. 1,039. Zero tape signed. The results tape signed.
So were those confused ballots, were those spoiled ballots? Okay.
Yeah, and each voter can get up to 3, so.
I just didn't know if they included that with inspectors.
Oh, that's what is all here,
Oh,
that's all
okay.
spoiled, yeah.
Because we have a separate thing for
Oh,
just the spoiled ballots.
oh, okay. Donna must have created,
Yeah, we've had that for a while.
okay. Okay, so they only had Supreme Court for the town of Jackson.
Okay.
Janet, 187, Daniel, 302, Everett, 19, Jennifer, 530. $278. This is the town of Kewaskum. There's seals. Incidents. Rejected absentees. Again, lots of spoiled ballots. $278. Zero tape signed, and then 278 and signed. They only had the Supreme Court as well. So Janet had 52, Daniel had 84, Everett 6, Jennifer 136. And 63 and town clerk's. Numbers are listed. Fields are all listed. And they did have 1 rejected absentee due to no witness address. Here. And no issues besides the spoiled ballots. Zero tape is signed. And results tape is also signed in 963 up here. And they just had the Supreme Court race. Janet, 208. Daniel, 242. Everett, 11. Jennifer, 500. Town of Trenton. They have the ballot books, so they have a list. Just email. 1,076. And they have 1 rejected absentee, was missing the witness, city, state, and zip code. Here. Seal numbers are all listed. No major issues, except for all of the spoiled ballots because voters overvoted.
Yeah, we had 12 of them. So, yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Zero tape signed and results tape signed, 1,076. And then you just had the Supreme Court. Janet, 219, Daniel, 318, Everett, 23, Jennifer, 510.
I have one for, scatter.
Yes, you can change that to 0.
Okay.
Aeroscape sign, let's say 442. This is for the town of Wayne. 442 on the inspector statement inside. All of the seals are listed. And they have 2 rejected absentees, just no address. It's kind of a bummer because it looks like they might be dated or something. No issues, just spoiled ballots. For 42. Next to the absentees, the 2. So just Supreme Court, Janet, 81, Daniel, 152, Everett, 5, Jennifer, 204. This is the town of West Bend, 1258 on their poll book. 1258 on their inspector statement, and they do have at least 1 rejected absentee. Bills are all listed. They did have to remake, they had to make photocopies of ballot and they had to feed them into the auxiliary bin. And then once they picked up their new ballots, they had to remake those, which was their only real incident. They had 1 rejected absentee because there was no voter signature and no witness address. Zero tape is signed. And then the results tape is also signed, and there's a total of 1260. Okay, so they have total number of voters on their poll list was 1258, and the number on the machine was 1260. So let's take a look. Let's put that in there. Machine was 1260. Yeah. And then they either gave the voter number twice. Or didn't. Sell poll books or seal 2. Sign tape.
If they included having to remake those ballots, weren't there 2?
No, there were more than that, and that shouldn't have been an issue. The problem is if they didn't issue voter numbers to all of their voters. Ask her, because she doesn't, we had a lot, actually. I don't know why they waited so long to come pick up their, but these are all duplicated.
Oh my God.
They also listed it on there. $3:52 in the afternoon, it matched.
Did the last time thing.
reconciled, it looks so. Reconcile the full books again at the end of the night. Doesn't make sense. I missed two. Here, can you call, John West Bend? Julie. 'Cause I don't know what they did. Otherwise, we'll have to take a look at their full book and.
Let's see, so what you're saying there is two more ballots were run through the machine than they're accounting for
In their poll book.
signature.
Yeah, so unless they gave someone, which we would need to find out, the same voter, or do the same voter number twice, which maybe that's human error, that's why.
That's what's nice about
I
the
know,
Badger books.
I
It's
know.
right there on that little receipt.
It's great. I mean, if there legitimately are two more ballots than there are voters, then they should have done a drawdown at the end of the night. So that's why we just need to contact them and we'll go over what their totals are on here. Which is, there are 1260 on here, so they only have Supreme Court, so I can read those to you guys. Janet, 335, Daniel, 340, Everett, 32, Jennifer, 547, and there's one scattering that can be changed to 0. Maybe this will be one that we audit just because the numbers aren't matching.
That's very good.
So. Just leave this right here. If you want to grab me the other next bag to bear with them. Sure. Hi Brenda, this is Ashley calling from the county clerk's office. Is Julie in? Okay. I have my county board of canvas meeting going on right now and we have a question about her election materials.
Okay, give me 1 second. What back in?
Okay, thank you.
How do you want to do Germantown? You want to do central count and the bag and their canvas?
Julie?
No. Hi, Julie. This is Ashley. I have you on speaker. We're conducting our county board of canvas right now, and I have a question about your election totals. You have that your total number of voters is 1258, but your machine read 1260. And you don't have anything noted in your inspector statement regarding the discrepancy?
Up here.
Did you scan everybody into WisVote already?
No, I did not.
Did you reconcile your poll books and confirm?
Yes, so okay, hang on, 1 second. Yeah. The left was 1258.
Yep.
1260. 1260. Yeah, Henry made.
Can you start reconciling your poll book while we're meeting and then call me back? I need to know if your poll book, if you guys issued a voter number twice, two separate times. Otherwise, you should have done a drawdown on election night because you can never have more ballots than you do voters.
Okay, need to know if a voter number was issued twice. Okay,
Yeah, so if you can do that right now, you were the last town that we were going through and we're moving on to the villages. We probably will be auditing your municipality just because of the discrepancy. But I'd like you to still reconcile your poll book.
okay,
All right?
Julie, can I give you this number to call back at?
sure.
It's 262-305-8312.
2305-8312.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Julie. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna keep them out and just hope you grab the.
Okay, so do you want to do in person first?
Yeah, we'll go through the in-person bags first. I won't go through any of the totals until the end. But I'll go through in-person bags and then I'll go through the central count bags. They had their books and some.
I have just one day.
So because Germantown has central count, I'm just gonna go through their materials first. And then we'll go through the totals at the end because we total their central count totals with the in-person totals because that's what is on your sheet. So, well, that will do it then. Okay.
What is Central County?
It's the, where they have absentees processed separately instead of in person. So we'll just go over the tapes and the inspector statements. They also have Badger books, so we won't have the full books physically. 0. And then we have 1049 on here. Here, we have 1049 in their full book. And all the seals are listed. And they did not have any, well, they didn't have that on here. Check the absentees. We'll see that in a minute. That's District 1. District 2, 791. Seals listed. No issues besides spoiled ballots. This was for District 1, sorry. This is the tape for District 2. 0 tape is signed. And then the District 2 in person is 791. Inspector statement and signed. District 3. $928. And they did have a write-in, but it was for Supreme Court, so that one we will not be counting. They actually didn't need to ballot that one. Fields are all listed. Issues. Lots of second ballots. Yep. Let's give us the bottom of the 0 tape. 0 tape, sign. Results tape, we had the 928, which was on here. And signed. 4, 952 inside. Seals. They also just, lots of spoiled ballots. Zero tape, sorry. 950. Sign. Okay, so now we will go through the, oh, yep. They had a write-in for the Democratic Party, but that we will not count either because there is a candidate on the ballot and no registered write-ins. Eleven, 263. Do them all. Okay. 1 and 2.
So one was 210 and then 211. So is that?
There was a paper jam and it resulted in the difference. They must have refed the ballot through and it must have counted it twice. So we could also do, I mean, we can see what happens with the rest of the polling locations, but we could also audit Village of Germantown District 1. The two that they were. Central.
So what were the, so this is Central Township. It was the phone number and the
District 1, yep, the poll list says 210 and the machine says 211. This one here too, 263, the poll list. So the poll list says 263, the total number of ballots cast is 262, which this one is likely because they issued the wrong district. And this vote that resulted in one extra vote cast, that doesn't make sense. They were using the Badger books. Oh, that must be what they meant. So the poll list must have issued 2 numbers for a voter. Badger books must have. But they only had 262 ballots cast. So this is District 2, Mary Street 3 on the poll list.
262 ballots cast.
I can add the note if you just put it as the. Central 3, 250. And then Central 4, 306. We didn't have, these are all just absentees. There are rejected absentees. Signatures. Missing the voter signature. Voter address. This one missing? Oh. Missing the city, state, zip code. Witness address. Witness address. Witness signature. Witness address. Address. Date of the voter. Witness address. All of the things. This is, I mean, there's no city, state, or zip code, but that address is in Germantown, which is, so is this one.
And that's okay, right?
No,
Oh,
it's not okay
if it's-
anymore. If
So they have to have the zip code too?
you have to have the
Everything.
state, city, yeah, and zip,
Okay.
yep. Which is such a bummer. I wish, I mean, on these envelopes, it would be nice if it said, if it specifically called out address, city, state, zip. So they knew they needed to put all of it. I'm assuming that people just think there's nothing for witness.
Well, they think when they're in their town, we
Yeah.
don't know the zip code.
Yeah,
But it's not always that witness is not always in that
True.
oh, this was in a Dropbox.
town.
So they must have a municipal Dropbox not meant for voting purposes, and if someone drops it there, they can't count it. No address. The clerk does a really good job, or all of our clerks do a really good job of trying to reach out if they can, to get the voters to come back and remedy their issues.
Wow.
Nothing.
Hmm.
So,
That is,
yeah. I mean, this is still a significant amount of votes.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, if I was running, I would really care.
Yeah, well, especially when you have some races that are only, you know, a
Sure.
handful of votes apart.
Yes.
We actually did have one race in the village or town of Jackson that tied. So I
Oh, wow.
mean, not this time around, but a few years ago, and you know, that is significant then. Zero tape is signed. This is central count. They had two machines. So this is the first machine. And they fed through District 1 and 2 on this machine. So 213 and 262. So this, well, I bet you they sometimes try to fix things after the fact, even though the ballots are the wrong ones. It doesn't matter for this election, all of the ballots are the same. But this shouldn't have said 211, it should have said 213. Because they,
oh, they added it to the other one? Or-
yeah, they incorrectly issued two District 1 ballots to a different district. So I'm just gonna make myself a note. You don't have to put that in.
Okay.
I'll do it. But can you just put the number, Mary?
So the number should be 213 and 213 for central count.
No, it should be ballots cast 213 and the poll work should state 210. Okay. All right. So that was District 1. District 2 is 262, which is what they have on here. District 3 is on the other machine.
But there was an issue with that one, right? 263 was the ballots count.
Yeah, I'll tell you when I need you to
Okay.
change anything. Need any 3 or 4 through this one? This one, zero tape. Signed. And then the results tape, here they fed one District 2 ballot through here. And then 3 and 4. So it is 263 for District 2. So even though they fed one through on this machine, and this one says 262, they should have added it together, so there were no issues on District 2. It was 263 and 263. Okay. District 3 is 250, which is what they have on here, so that's good. And then District 4 is 303, and here it says 306. So we had two different, so it looks like they would have issued the two ballots. They would have issued the two ballots in District 1 to voters in District 3. Or District 4, I'm sorry.
Is that district or ward?
These are districts, yeah.
These are districts.
Yep, made up of wards.
Okay.
But I need to, so that only accounts for two. Relook at this one. Feeding. It's 210. Okay. All right, so it was 3 from District 1 were issued to voters that actually lived in District 4.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand how that happens, but I'm,
Yeah.
It all goes under the same.
Yeah, so what they should have done when they realized that, and I'll have to talk to them, when they realized that a District 3 voter was given a ballot from District 1, it doesn't matter so much as for this election because all of their ballots were the same. The only difference was District 1, 2, 3, and 4.
well, how does that happen? That
It's
you
just an
get from a
accident.
different district?
For absentee, it's a clerk error. They just accidentally grabbed the wrong one and issued it. So they should have given that District 4 ballot. Yeah, not 3, District 4.
Oh, so on their ballot, it states.
District,
that district.
yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you don't have those in slang.
No,
They're all the
No,
same.
so in the top, it'll say District 1 or District 2 or 3 or 4.
Okay.
Which only really matters if you have, for them, like a village trustee that is only running in District 1
Yes.
or 2 or 3 or 4. And same with West Bend and aldermen for each of the districts. And then if I'm given the wrong ballot, then I'm voting for an alderman that doesn't necessarily represent me,
Correct.
which that's not how you're supposed to do it. So for this election, they could have easily fixed it by remaking the absentee when they caught the issue. But I think they just assumed because the ballots were all the same, they weren't going to do that.
Oh.
But then it just makes a little bit of them, trying to figure it out. But so now we're good. It matches and makes sense.
Great.
Yeah. So we are going to, I'll read you the totals of all combined. Go, Mary. Okay, Village of Germantown, these are not breakout by, these aren't breakout by candidate. I do need the tapes.
Oh,
Sorry. Actually, I'll get it and then I'll just read it to you. Is that District 1? Okay, so all of the Village of Germantown has Senate District 8. Jody should have 310,
Mm-hmm.
and you can change the scatterings to 0.
Okay.
And Republican Party. Janelle has 139. Dan has 69. Dan 720,
Right.
and scattering should be 0.
Okay.
And then there are 0 votes for Libertarian Constitution Party. Supreme Court. Janet has 350. Daniel has 323. Everett has 34. And Jennifer has 539.
Okay.
And 0 write-ins. Now we'll go to District 2. Okay, so for Senate District 8. Jody has 333. And then the Republican Party, Janelle has 125. Dan has 55. And Dan has 517. The Libertarian Party should have 1 write-in, so you can leave that one there. Constitution Party should have none. And Supreme Court. 315. Daniel has 230. Everett has 44. And Jennifer has 423.
Right, and then we do have one later.
And that one you can change to 0. This is the in-person. Senate District 8, Jody for the Democratic Party has 328. The Republican Party, Janelle has 138. Dan has 55. Dan 600. No scattering. And then the Libertarian and the Constitution Party should have 0. Supreme Court race, Janet has 342. Daniel has 279. Everett has 44. And Jennifer has 464.
And 1,
Yep, and change the scattering to 0.
okay.
The Senate District 8, Jody for the Democratic Party. 313.
Sorry, Jody, is that Village of Germantown, Wards 12 through 14?
I'm reading, I'm sorry, I was reading District 3 still. $335,
Right,
and then change the write-in to 0.
okay.
And Republican Party, Janelle, 156. Dan, 56. And Dan, 674. And then Senate District 8 for the Libertarian Constitution Party, nothing should be there. And Supreme Court Justice, Janet, 360. Daniel, 311. Everett, 32. Jennifer, 512. Hold on, there's more for that one. Let's look at that. Yep. Yes. One of the central counts. The other one. All right. Now we are moving on to the next village, Major Jackson.
So we'll do those later.
Oh, no, we're doing those now. Sorry, I forgot about those. Now we're going to canvass in the results. So this is where you'll actually be adding totals. Let me have all of them, please. And they're whatever. They should have given you, yeah, this.
So this is Jackson?
No, this is Germantown still. They had a provisional ballot and then they also improperly rejected a few absentees. Okay. So I'm going to, these are all sealed. We'll be adding these just to their stack of ballots. But I'll read through the ones that you guys need to add, and if you can put tallies or a number next to it.
So
For each
just like
district.
+1 or plus,
Yeah, probably to the far right of it, of all of the columns, yeah. Like outside of the boxes.
okay.
To the right of them. All right, so I'll start with District 1. There were 13 ballots in District 1. There are 0 additional votes for Jody. But then under the Republican Party, Janelle should have 2. So you can add.
So now this is in addition to 139, we're supposed to add 2.
Just right outside of the columns, like farther to the right, just put a plus.
over here.
Yeah, +2, and then I'll use your sheet to add them.
Okay.
And then Dan Knodel should have 11 additional votes. And then none for anybody else there. And then if we go to the Supreme Court, Daniel Kelly should have an additional 4. And Jennifer Doro should have 9, an additional. And then District 2. For the Senate District race, Jody should have an additional 6.
So that's wards 5 through 8.
Yep, where it's 5 through 8.
So additional 6, you said?
Yep, for Jody. And then under the Republican Party, Janelle should have an additional 2. Dan should have an additional 6. And then Supreme Court, Janet should have an additional 8. Daniel should have an additional 2. And Jennifer should have an additional 5. And then District 3. Jody for Senate should have 3, additional 3. And then under the Republican Party, Janelle should have an additional 1. Dan should have an additional 6. And then Supreme Court. Janet should have an additional 2. Daniel should have an additional 2, and Jennifer should have an additional 5. District 4, Jody in the Democratic Party should have an additional 4. Janelle should have an additional 3. Dan should have an additional 6. And then for the Supreme Court, Janet should have an additional 4. Daniel should have an additional 2. Everett should have an additional 4. And Jennifer should have an additional 8. And then we have one more for the provisional ballot. That was in District 4, so you'll add another plus next to that one.
Okay, now when you say District 4, that's wards. I just want to make sure I have that in the right place. That's
12 through 14.
12, okay.
Okay, so there should be an additional vote for Jody in the Democratic Party.
Okay. So then instead of just 4, we should add another 1 to that?
Yeah, just put a +1 to this side of that.
Okay.
And then if you go to the Supreme Court, Janet should have an additional 1.
Okay. So Supreme Court.
Yep, wards 12 through 14.
Okay.
This can go with the ballots, and then this can go in their folder. And one of, yeah, that's fine. I'll this too.
I hope this is going to be clear to you.
Yeah. It should be, as long as you get a plus right next to
Yeah.
it, that'll be fine. Perfect. Village of Jackson also has badge book. 1482 on their inspector's statement. Everything is sealed. They do not have any issues, actually. They did have 4 rejected absentees. They are here and sealed. And so it was 1482. Here's the 0 tape sign. And then 1482, and then the results tape is signed. And they just have Supreme Court. Okay, so Janet should have 354. Daniel should have 364, Everett 44, and Jennifer 717. Village of Pewaukee is next. They also have badge books, first time. Super exciting for them.
You like that book? Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I can tell he's great.
They're amazing. It's just so much more efficient, less work for human error. Yeah, yeah. And it's less work for the municipal clerks after the election.
Oh.
Everything from in the poll book, normally they would scan in all the voters into WISPO, which then if you go to My Vote, you can see if you voted.
Mhm.
Instead of having to wait for the clerk to scan in everything, which can take quite a bit of time, it's just one upload and then it's in the system. And then anyone who registers on election day is already in that whole program, and so there's no manual entry after the fact, which is super nice. Yeah, it's great.
It is.
Okay, all the seals are listed, and they had 3 rejected absentees due to no witness address or no signature or address. And no issues in Kewaskum. Here's they printed out the front page of their poll book and sent it. A lot of the municipalities just do the digital signature certification page. Here's the rejected folder. 0 tape, is signed. Mary, can you make a note that they just connected the results tape from their zero tape? I'd like to see these attached. Some accidentally cut them. Results tape says 7:30, which is what their inspector's statement also said. Okay, they just have Supreme Court. So Village of Kewaskum, Janet 168, Daniel 206, Everett 27, Jennifer 325, and 0 write-ins. This is the Village of Newburgh. 192 on their poll book. Let's have one, just like rejected absentee, I'm assuming. 182 on here. Seals all listed. Rejected absentee, no witness signature. And they, it's a quiet day in Newburgh. It's a quiet day. Okay, so 0 tape. This. They have a 0 tape from their public test. Mary, is there another tape in there? This is their public test. There's not. Okay. Oh, here it is. Give me that. Hopefully this is it. Here's their 0 tape. Yep, 9. And then they have the 192 on their tape, results tape, and then also sign. Okay. They just had Supreme Court. Janet 36, Daniel 52, Everett 5, and Jennifer 98, and the scattering should be changed to 0. This is Village of Richfield, District 1. They have 4 districts. 743 on their poll book. On their inspector statement. Signed and sealed. No rejected absentees. Actually, I didn't hear anything from Richfield on the day of the election.
Yeah, it was okay. This is one question that we did a ton of these, where people they would circle like Republican, and then they wouldn't vote in the Republican race because the only thing they wanted to vote for was Supreme Court. And then they would get up to the machine, put it in, and it would give them the warning that
Like an
they,
in-person vote?
yeah, in
Oh.
person and absentee to
Yeah.
a few of those.
Sure.
So then we'd say to them, you don't have to vote for the Republican in the Republican Party. You can cast it and your Supreme Court will still count. But there's a ton of those where they just said, oh, just cast it. I don't even know.
Sure.
And then we have to write every one of those down, right? Is that correct?
No.
We don't.
No. I mean, it's up to the municipal clerk, really. I mean, how detailed you want this to be versus not. Some,
Because I don't know how many, I think she added. That was Kathy.
There's a lot.
Yeah, and all of those are pretty much the same. It's all.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's up to, I mean, the chiefs, we have, and you've seen this, we have some that write everything. And then some that will write polls open, reconciled, polls closed.
That's it.
Yeah, which is fine. It's
So that's
whatever-
no problem for you, because I know in the manual, they say you're supposed to write all that.
When you
stuff.
override,
Yeah, when you override.
oh, I mean, I would say most do not do that.
And it doesn't bother you if they don't.
No. And actually, I didn't realize the manual even said that. So I'll have to
Well,
double check that.
I actually, yeah, because I didn't do that right away, and then I started with Kathy and Shirley, and they were both saying, oh yeah, we have to do that. So then I started doing it, but
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've never actually heard of anyone, and I don't know if maybe that's something that's newly added because,
it's in the kind of the old manual. I mean, we haven't gotten a new manual for that.
okay, I'll look into that. I mean, it's good to know. If it should be in there, then it should be. And then, I should let everybody else know, but I would say that more than not, people are not writing that in
Yeah.
at all. I mean, that's,
Because in this case.
when it happens a lot,
A lot.
yeah, so I'll look into that.
Okay.
Here's the zero tape signed. Yeah, results tape 743. Signed. Does Slinger do that? When there's overvotes, do you guys write that in the
Like when you
inspector
have to
statement?
override the machine and just cast it anyway?
You know, it doesn't happen that often, actually.
Mhm.
And the time that our deputy clerk just said to me, that's your Bible. You put down whatever you think is important on
Yeah,
on that list.
Mhm.
So,
yeah,
you know, it's the chief's call,
yeah,
you know, and what they wanna,
include.
detail on there.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna guess, the answer might be yes, but I haven't experienced that overvoting thing.
Sure. And usually, you know, if you tell a voter like, hey, you know, you didn't need to do this if it's an undervote or whatever, and it's beeping at you and giving you the ballot back, then they'll fix it or they'll spoil that one and redo it, but
And
They
that's what I
sometimes
think might
do,
happen more than not.
but
They
yeah.
spoil the ballot and give them a new one.
Yeah.
In this case, we
Tell 'em
had
what
so
they
many
did.
that just said, just cast it, I don't know who to vote for anyway. So.
sure. And sometimes voters think too, when you mark a party, they think it'll just
I
cast
know.
it
We
forward.
don't have to pick.
But it does not work that way at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so Village of Richfield did have Senate District 8. So we'll start with District 1, which was wards 1 and 2. Jody should have 153. And then Republican Party, Janelle 214, Van 58, Dan 293, and then change the scattering to 0. And then the Senate District 8 for Libertarian, leave the 2 write-ins, so should be there.
Okay.
And then the Constitution Party, leave the 1 write-in there as well. And then Supreme Court, Janet should be 151, Daniel 205, Everett 13, and Jennifer 369. District 2. 769 on the inspection statement. Seals all listed. They did have 2 rejected absentees, no witness address for 1, and on the second, no voter signature, no witness address. Obviously, they did do, voter was given the wrong ballot, was given a ballot for District 3 instead of District 2, so they fixed it, when they caught it. So it would have been an absentee ballot. Which is fine because their ballots were all the same too, even for their 4 districts. Oh yeah, so I see they're doing the override
Yeah.
listed in here too. $769 also on the poll book. Here's the rejected absentees, the 2 of them. Here's the 0 tape sign. And then the results tape 769 as well. And signed. And then for the Senate District 8, for the Democratic Party, Jody should have 141, and you can change that scattering to 0. Then Senate District 8 Republican Party, Janelle 176, Van 74, and Dan 344. Change the scattering to 0. And then under the Libertarian Party, there's 1, and that should stay there. And then the Constitution Party is 0. And then the Supreme Court race, Janet should have 156, Daniel 214, Everett 19, Jennifer 362. Write-ins are 0. 41 on the poll book. 741 inspector statement. Fields are all listed and no rejected absentees. Votes listed. Same on this side too. Zero tape sign. Results tape 741, which is what the poll list said. And then the Senate District 8, Democratic Party, Jody is 131, and change the scatterings to 0. Senate District 8, Republican Party, Janelle 150, Van 51, Dan 384, and change the scattering to 0. And then there should be 0 for Libertarian and Constitution Party. And then Supreme Court, Janet is 144, Daniel 209, Everett 16, Jennifer 368. Forty-three. 43. So District 3, 2, sorry. Fields are all listed. 2 rejected absentees. Witness address missing and elector did not sign the certificate envelope, nor was there a witness address. They put down, they had 2 duplicative ballots, ambiguous mark, and crossover. It had a crossover, so they voted one party and then voted a candidate in a different party. No issues, just all of the overvotes here. 943 is well on the tape. See. Oh, thank you. Okay. 0 tape and sign. Results tape sign. And Senate District 8, Jody, 254. And then Republican Party, Janelle, 191. Dan, 47. Dan, 421. And then Libertarian is 0. And then the Constitution Party, leave the 1 scattering. And then Supreme Court, Janet is 247. Daniel is 257. Everett is 30 and Jennifer is 397 and 0 scatterings. Okay, Village Explainer. 0 tape sign is 1,061. And also the initial instead of signing. Signatures on here and 1061. Seals all listed. We had 3 rejected absentees. Here, no witness, and no voter signature. No issues. See, I mean, some will write, they had one of the chief inspectors working left at 7 due to illness. I mean, so it just
So
depends on
yeah.
what your chief would like to write. And actually, I wanted to see if they did the overvote.
I haven't seen it on any of these so far, just spoiled.
Yeah.
And that was actually a question that we kind of wanted to ask you. See if that was a big deal for you or not.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna look into it further and I'll let you know.
Okay.
They have badge books, so 1061 on the certification page. And I already showed you the tape. So they just had spring court. So we can start with Janet at 284, Daniel at 253, Everett at 15, and Jennifer at 509. Okay, now we're on to the city of Hartford. They have 3 districts. 3,000. Write it on here. I'm gonna add into the minutes that they did not list any of this information, last voter number, page number, or number of absentees. They do have it listed on here, it just should have also been listed here. So signatures all listed, seals all listed. And they did not have any rejected. I don't see anything regarding the overvotes either here. Just a spoiled.
The message that comes up is undervote due to, or something like due to.
Oh, and see, you know
Not
what?
voting in partisan
Primary,
contests or
yeah,
something
sure.
like that. Yeah.
Part of it too is probably there's only a few municipalities that were even in it.
True, that's true.
Whereas all of these other ones are just Supreme Court.
That's
So it's
true.
a little more straightforward,
Right.
which also makes sense why they have a lot of the spoiled ballots, because if they had people voting for 2 candidates, even though it says vote for 1,
Right.
that would be the issue.
That's true.
Yeah, because it would have just been
Yeah.
Huron or Germantown or Ridgefield. So, okay, and results tape assigned at 8:41. So this one, District 1, the clerk let me know that they believe someone walked off with a ballot. Without voting or without casting. I can add that in. Okay, Supreme Court, Janet, 222, Daniel, 220, Everett, 28, Jennifer, 368. Okay, 701 for 2. So we program for Dodge County 2, in City of Hartford District 2. They annexed a portion of Rubicon, which is in Dodge County, but it's now the City of Hartford. So instead of them getting a completely different machine for 6 voters, we program for them, trying to figure out the best way to do that now that we're programming in-house. I don't necessarily like the way we did it for this election, so we'll have to see how we continue it for April. But so they're on their machine, it says 704. It's really 701 because there were 3 for Dodge County. The 3 for Dodge County, they canvass into their result set, separate from us. So
Oh, that's a mess,
kind of, we used to do it as like 2 totally separate elections in one, where there would be sheets that specifically said Dodge County, and they were at the end of our election results. Now it's just broken out by the ward, it's Ward 11. So it's just not included in any of your results papers. I deleted it from there. But I don't know. I like the old way that we did it, so I'm trying to figure that out. How we can continue to do it that way. Or if this way really is okay. It's just how it reports on election night is a little confusing. And for six voters, it's not so bad, but if it were to be more, it would be a problem. I feel like voters or people looking at the results would be confused. Zero tape signed. Results tape says 704, but here are the 2 different ballot styles. 701, and then here's the 3 for Dodge County.
How did that, eat up too much time, but
No, you're
how did that happen and could it increase? Like, could there become more voters? Could they enlarge the area and?
Well, eventually, yes. So we always had a portion of Dodge County in the city of Hartford, but it was like what graphics? It was like
Oh, I heard about that.
industrial park.
Yes.
But the residents now would have to petition to be annexed. So I'm not sure why these individuals who lived in the town of Rubicon wanted to be annexed into the city of Hartford. There must have been a reason, but they petitioned to be annexed in. So it would take that to happen.
Oh.
It's the same with why we have a portion of the city of Milwaukee. It was a bar. And there's a whole backstory as to why they wanted to be annexed into the city of Milwaukee versus being in the village of Germantown or town of Germantown. And now it's a landfill in the city of Milwaukee. So I don't know. There's all different reasons.
Is that on Lady Hills or no?
No, I think is it waste management? It's right on county line going
Across from Woodman.
going east.
Women's, oh yeah, that, I think, that might be Omega.
Yeah, it's north of that.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it is?
it's north of Woodman's. Because wherever I don't know if county line goes on the opposite side of Woodman's. But if you're going county line and you're going east out of Germantown, that is
Okay.
it's right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's quite possible. I would assume that Hartford would expand, but so, you know. After we did the redistricting from the census data in 2020, you know, and we clean up all the wards and we combine wards and, you know, it makes it so there's not, you know, 30 something wards in the city of West Bend. It really like cut it back because you're able to combine everything. They have already started annexing and now the village of Jackson has 20 wards.
Oh.
And they had like 13 or 14 before. So they just keep annexing other portions and.
Well, Slinger's growing too. So
Yeah, yeah,
people have
yes, yeah.
to make their days longer.
I need to read the results tape, sorry. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Supreme Court, Janet should have 195, Daniel 208, Everett 18, Jennifer 276. $9.99. This is construction. They did write down a write-in, but it's not for, it's for the Supreme Court, which we won't count. Deals all listed, and 4 rejected absentees, no witness address for the last 3. They did catch a A ballot was issued for District 2, voter was actually in District 3, so they duplicated it. They have overvoted ballots listed. 999 on the poll list. You're okay to sign. The results tape is also signed. And Supreme Court, Janet 315, Daniel 265, Everett 27, Jennifer 389, and change the scattering to 0. Yeah, they did. None of their stuff was in the blue bags. It was in the boxes. So I just need the boxes. These are the poll books I don't see in central count. They had, they had your books, central count.
Oh, perfect.
That's good. Okay, so you just want to bring that whole box over here, I'll just take it. Thank you. Yeah, just set them there, that's fine. Okay, so this is all central count stuff here.
This is all for West Bend or just?
This is all City of West Bend, yeah. Yep, so we're on them. I think what I'm gonna do. The regular inspector statements and tally sheets. In the back. Are they with these? No, these are from Cobra. I'll say central count. Anything else over there? Nope.
Oh, wait, what's in here?
No, that's not.
Oh, those are duplicated ballots.
Call Lisbeth. I'm thinking that they forgot those as well. Doesn't look like they're here. You can, it's 335-5103. Hi, is this Lisbeth? Hi, Lisbeth. This is Ashley. I have you on speaker. Sorry. We're now at the City of West Bend, and I am not seeing any of your inspector statements for the in-person locations. Do you happen to have them?
What do you mean?
Like, no, not central count, like District 1, 2, 3 through 8, like the actual polling locations.
Oh, yeah, they're not in there because I put everything together with a rubber.
Yeah, so they are. So I see your poll books. But I do not see any inspector statements. I have all of the inspector statements for your central count location.
Central count.
Yeah, but I don't have any for the in-person polling places. I just have the poll books.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
That's
I
good.
know.
Yeah.
Can you check the bag?
Yep, there were only memory,
No?
it was just the memory cards in the bags.
Okay.
Oh, and there's no tapes. There's no machine. Yeah, I don't even, oh, wait, let me pull all of your, hold on 1 second, Elizabeth. Oh, there. I think I found them, if I can, and these are the central count. I found them, they were underneath all of your central count stuff, sorry.
Okay.
Karen.
No, you're fine. Like,
Yeah, nope, okay, so now we're good. Yeah, no problem, thank you, bye.
Bye.
There at the bottom.
Good luck. Good luck.
Okay, all right. I think I'm just gonna show you each of the ones for central count. I'll show you one, show you the front page and the seals of one. They just had the one machine, or I think they had two machines. And so it's all gonna be the same. Should be a photocopy for all of them unless they rewrote it for all. And then I'll just go over the rejected absentee portion, and then we'll do the tapes after we do the in-person stuff. So they had 6 rejected, missing witness address, for 4, and then missing signatures for the last 2. Here are the rejected, and here, this was District 1, central count. Two percent, no, this is just 5. 6. 4. Okay. Three rejected, missing signatures, and then missing the witness address. Rejecteds are here. We'll go over this total number here too on the tape. Once I'm done, just going, this is actually just.
I'm there, I think.
Oh, I'm in, sorry. Thank you. I went through that one already, that's why, and this is the one I grabbed when I realized we weren't in order. Okay. 3. 2 rejected, missing signature, missing witness address, rejected here. They did write on every single one, so they're not photocopied. They had 5 rejected, missing witness address for 2. 1 was a valid in the Dropbox. 2 were missing the witness. 1 was missing witness signature, 1 was missing the witness address. Here's the certificate for the rejecteds. One is 5 rejected, missing signature, no witness address for 2, and then no address for 2 more. Rejected. 5. 6. 3 rejected absentees. They are missing the witness signature, missing witness address, and missing an address. And then here's 7. We have 7 rejected absentees. The first 3 are missing the witness address, no witness signature, no witness address, and then the last 2 are no address, of course, signatures. envelope signed. Eight rejected absentees, first four, no address. First, and then the next five was missing everything, and the last three were no address. Here's the envelope. And we're gonna go through the numbers now. Not total sub bills, we're just gonna match up. Here's the zero tape for one of the machines. This one. Okay, so this machine, which was central count 2, they fed through 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we'll go through those. We'll start with 8. Should be, well, it won't be on your sheets yet. Sorry. I just want to go over what was on here, 423, and then it says 423 on here.
Oh, okay.
And then and 7. $157 and $157. $160 and $160. Machine 1.
You need 2 from District 8 on machine 1.
Zero tape is signed, and then. So. They must have tried to fix it on their own, which you can't, it is still. The fullest here should have listed that the machine read 425. They fed 2 ballots through the machine 1 for District 8, but they were ballots that were incorrectly given to 2 District 3 voters. So District 3 voters were given District 8 ballots. And that's why they were fed through here, because they were in envelopes for District 3, so they figured they should have been fed through. But if they would have caught it ahead of time, they could have remade them, and they would have been the correct ballot. So can you please put, Mary, that the machine for central count said 425 for District 8. There are only 423. If you just put it in the number section. Like 425 on the machine, and I'll.
423 on the full book?
Yep, and I can make the note. And then for District 3, here's District 3, machine should say 282, but the poll book should say 284. Okay, so 282 is on here, sorry, it's little. Right. 172. $203. Is $139. We'll go through, these are all of the inspector statements for the in-person locations. We'll go through these tapes and then we'll add them together. And I'll have you guys double check everything. Zero tape and sign. Results tape, 539 on here. 39. Sorry. Yep, 539. That one. And they don't have any rejected absentees because they don't have any absentees at that location. So it's just the Supreme Court. Janet, 269. Daniel, 180. Everett, 16. Jennifer, 415.
I get 270.
Sorry, yes, 59. The total, 274, yes. District 2, 468. 468 on the full list. Zero tape sign, 468 and sign. This is District 2 where it's 4 and 5. Janet should have 07.
I have 243.
Nope. 316.
243.
Sorry about that. Reading the wrong tape. $43.
Yeah.
Daniel. 132. Everett. 8. Jennifer. 203. Right. Okay, and scatterings are 0. District 3, 652 on the inspector statement. 652. 0 tape sign. 652 and sign. This is District 3, 6 through 8. $187.
286.
$286, yes. 215. Everett, 30. Jennifer, 399.
And then we have one write-in.
You can change that to scattering. Yep. Four. 492. 492 on the poll book, and they have Badger books at this polling location, which is why the poll list is small. Zero sign and then result sign and 492 on here as well. And 204. Daniel, 164. Everett, 21. Jennifer, 272. Okay. 5, 412 on the poll list. And then 412 on the poll book. We also have Badger books here. And they're just trying to slowly phase them in West Bend, which is great. Zero tape and sign, and then the results tape has the 412 and sign. For Janet. 185. 127 for Daniel. 23 for Everett. 234 for Jennifer, and scattering should be 0. District 6, 461 on the inspector statement. 461 on the poll list. Zero tape signed, and then the results tape is also signed, 461. Janet. 187. Daniel. 148. Everett. 24. Jennifer. 256. Great. District 7, 383. Full book 383. Zero tape signed. Results tape is also signed, 383. Janet. 154. Daniel. 143. 9. Jennifer. 204. And then scattering should be 0. $595 for District 8. Zero tape signed. $595, and then results tape is also signed. And they just they were changing the write-ins, the scattering to 0
Oh,
because they had no registered write-ins. Which I don't make people do anymore just because we change it when we go through everything anyway. So, all right, Janet is. $315. Daniel. 186.
273.
$273.
Right.
Yeah. 31, Jennifer. 395.
Great.
And scattering should be 0. Great. Okay, so we are done with this portion of our meeting. I don't know if you guys would like to take a break, use this bathroom at all. Guys, the next portion will be, we're gonna do 2 reporting units and we'll do a hand count of 1 race.
Okay.
We do an audit every election. We started doing it in 2017, where we normally will like throw all the names of the municipalities or reporting units into a hat or basket, and then randomly select them during our canvas. I would recommend, if you guys are okay with it, doing the town of West Bend, just because they had an issue, and then Central Count District 1 for Germantown because of their jam issue. Okay, all right.
Do you want a break?
I feel like if I say no, I'm getting active.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
This was their central.
Yep. Both of them are in there.
it in.
What?
I think they have it.
Oh, sure, yeah, I can take it. Yeah, both of them are right here. Okay. Thank you.
To the bathroom.
Got some water.
How did you learn all this?
Lots of on-the-job training.
I would imagine. I
Yeah.
think that's what it takes.
I started in the clerk's office in 2016. So I ran for office in 2016 and then won the primary and then started like a week later in the clerk's office. So I was at the sheriff's office before that. And so did all of the prep for November. And really, I had the prior county clerk, she had me doing practically everything, and then she just kind of oversaw that. So lots of hands-on training, which I learned really well doing it that way. So, and I mean, there are new things that you pick up on, you know, through the years, but
Sure.
it's, I really like it. It's a lot of different things every day, which is great. Tax deeds, elections, marriage licenses, you know, all sorts of things, county board, you know, so it's good. Yeah, so I ran in 2016 and then again in 2020, and then next year again. Yeah. And now we're doing programming in-house, which has been a really awesome thing to add to the flexibility and the timing of everything. We're able to do things, you know, on our timeline. So if we have things earlier or we want to work, or I say me, if I want to work on the weekend or at night, it's just a little bit easier, more flexible here too. So,
Which
is great.
Balance a lot faster now.
yeah, that's February. And so we'll see, fingers crossed. April is so hard. The timeline is so condensed. I mean, we have to have ballots out to the clerks, I think it's March 13th, and then they have to have them out by the 14th. Absentees need to go out. That's 2 weeks, you know? I mean, that goes very quickly, especially when you're waiting. You know, we're waiting for the state to certify, once every county in the state is done with their canvas, then they'll certify their order for April. And so we have to wait for that in order to print and, yep, and then, you know, there's not a lot of printers, that actually print the ballot files. So we're all trying to get them all at the same time, and, you know, it's just how long it takes them to print them, and, you know, with it being such a tight timeline anyway, you know, it just is.
Do they have to be, meaning printers, do they have to be qualified in some
Yeah, they
way?
end up getting certified, yep. Mhm. So we've printed with JP Graphics for many, many years, so, and they do a pretty great job, so.
All the printing I bought, I don't recognize that name, are they in West Bend?
No, they're in Appleton.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, originally, Washington County used a printer in Fond du Lac, and the sales manager or just our manager who oversaw the election printing, he moved to JP Graphics in Appleton and took the election printing with him. And so that's where we've been since, which was, you know, well before I started as clerk. So he's since retired though, we miss him, but I'm sure he's traveling to lots of warm places, which is great. Okay, so if you would like to reconvene.
Okay. We are reconvening the Board of Canvas at
11:14.
11:14.
Okay, sounds good. And then the next item is, oh, yep, you can read it, but there is not going to be a recount, so you can read it, but just,
If applicable, discuss possible dates, rules, procedures, and method of counting for any potential recounts resulting from the February 21st, 2023 spring primary election.
and there are no recounts going to be happening.
And post-election pre-certification audit.
Yes, so that is what we'll do now, and then if you are okay with doing those two recording units, town
sounds good.
of West Bend and then Central Count District 1 for Germantown. So now we'll actually, the both of you will confirm that the seal is placed correctly, and then we'll open the box and then we'll be hand counting.
I don't know, Mary, do you need?
I think these are first, yeah.
No, wait. Sorry.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. T 535090.
Perfect. Do you want to give me number twos already?
And
As
then
long as
number
we're-
2 is B646106.
6461. Here, it's me.
06. B as in Victor.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
You have your scissors over there?
I think it's right. I had used it over here.
Side.
Yep.
We'll put those inside. 2 down.
These are all ballots. These are the originals that they sent.
Oh, good.
So,
What are we actually doing here?
You're hand counting.
Okay.
So you're gonna hand count the US Supreme Court names. Sorry, Justice of the Supreme Court. So. Oh, these are all absentee. So what I always recommend is just, if you wanna have a seat and you can separate based on which candidate, or if you think that it's your number, it might not have counted if they just put a line through it, keep that separate. If it's a write-in, put that on a separate pile. If they overvoted, you can make a pile of that. So you're gonna make different piles, and then we'll count them after they're all sorted.
Oh, okay.
And these are absentees, and it doesn't matter if they're like separate.
No, it does not. And then there should be some in there too.
So did you say we're separating them though by person? Oh, okay.
Yep. And then these ones I will take a look at up there.
So, you know, you just put all Janelle's here, all of, Gina, we're doing.
You do separate things or we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it separate, it goes faster that way, Mary and I will help as well. Here's our quick here, if you need it.
Oh, that helps me.
There is, got Post-its here. We need, help letters. And I might grab yours.
So weird just seeing that one box.
No, that one should be okay.
It's still on the side of the box.
Yeah, yep. If it were to be in the other area, then that would be, it probably would have counted it as an overvote.
If it goes out of the box.
That could be questionable when, see, I'm pulling this one out.
Yeah, that, I think that one's okay, but I would still put that
I'm
aside.
pulling that out.
Yeah.
It might be, but it might not be.
Yeah, better to have it out then.
So crazy. Different colors.
Yeah, that was because we ran out of ballot stock, so. The, yeah, we used what we had left, and then I sent my husband to go get ballot stock, like plain paper. Zaki County.
Oh, wow. Really, that's
We had
Scramble, huh?
estimated at 36-ish% when I ordered. And I thought that was a decent cushion because previous election primaries like that would have been in the low 20s. But I think we were so close. And because there were so many foiled ballots
Oh, yeah, that's true.
that we just, it was too close.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Overvoted. Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I get
Are
there.
you making that a separate file?
Well, anything
Your
that,
weird
in my
ones.
opinion, has a weird mark.
Okay.
This is my file.
Okay.
Or
that's
a couple of them have like a little spot on
fine. Oh, okay.
that looks like, I don't know, read through with ink or something.
Sure.
It could be a.
Yeah. Absentees are tough too because people will end up using a Sharpie marker or, and it reminds them of the marker they used at the polling location, even though it's not the same.
Or they use a different color ink, which sometimes will work and,
Yeah.
Actually, I think that works okay.
oh, here's another one, wow. No. I just leave these to the end for, I don't know,
Yeah,
are we gonna like
Yeah, we can look at them.
convene on whether we think, like
Yeah.
a couple of these I think might have read just fine, but
Sure, yep, we can do that at the end.
any little mark outside or.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then just now, if everything's sorted, you can start counting them into stacks of 25 for each candidate.
Okay.
To count of something.
Sure.
I'd count to 100 to make my
Sure,
25.
absolutely.
Julie, I'm gonna put you on speaker, okay? Okay, Julie, here's Ashley.
Hi, Julie.
This is
Okay.
what
Okay.
was given out by, it was listed on page 18 of it.
Okay.
Then we found 151.
Okay. Okay. That accounts for the other two. Perfect.
And we stopped.
Okay, yeah, well, that's all we were missing, so that's perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, we're all set. We'll just make a note in the minutes that those two voter numbers were given out twice.
Or, well, you
Yep, yeah, yep, we're good now. Perfect. Well, I took the page numbers from you and I'm gonna put that in the minutes. But, we're good to go. Awesome. Well, thank you, Julie. I appreciate it.
yeah,
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
okay, bye.
Okay, so they reconciled their poll books and two voter numbers were given out twice. So that accounts for the two votes that the machine counted, but technically, like, with how the numbers went, they were too short. But because of that, that's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Good. Yep, so everything's good.
There's 9 of bedrooms on, but
Yeah. Let's count what we have. Mary, can you write it on a piece of paper somewhere? I mean, if you want to use this, you can use the back of that. Here. You have 213 for Jennifer Doro.
213. And then I also have this one.
I'm pretty sure that one will count, but just keep that one on the side.
Okay.
How many ones do you have that maybe would be Jennifer Doro in here?
ones are all over.
Yep, that
Overvoted.
would be an overvote. Oh, that's fine.
What would be 214?
Mary, what do you have for Jennifer? Nobody else has any more Jennifer Doro? I'm short 5. Mary, how many did you say you had?
Ones that only voted, I don't know how they got through. Interesting.
Well, they might have asked them.
You said how many Jennifer Doro in your weird file?
4.
Okay.
These are absentees, so they probably just casted them because they couldn't, to keep the count correct. Is what they did. Don't you have a machine?
Sure. But
I
they
think you have
would
to cast
agree,
it.
you probably would have rejected them.
It would have, but then you can override it and cast it anyway.
And how many do you have for
But how does it
Jennifer?
know what to read?
214 maybe.
Spelled it wrong. 547. Yep, so that one would have counted and your 4 weird ones would have counted. Okay, all right, so
So
let's do,
547.
yep, 547.
Should I put these into?
Yep, yeah, that's fine.
Now we can put the Jennifer Doros all together.
Yeah, we're done with Jennifer Doro. All right, so let's start back on the top. Janet.
I'm trying to, you got that.
Is this?
It was
Oh, total of 90.
98.
Mary, did you have any other ones besides the ones that I have? 35? Yep, that's perfect. 335, let me get it in a minute. Daniel, Kelly.
Yeah, I have 129.
Here count. Okay, you had 75.
6.
Mine is 129.
Mary,
107.
we're one over. For,
So that means there's a pile that has somebody else in it.
no, there's a pile that probably you counted as 25, but only has 24. So just recount your pile. And I'll quick total Everett too.
I have 12 actually.
For Everett?
Yep.
Here it is.
On it.
24, that's right, yeah. So I, 128 instead of 129.
Okay. All right.
What was the total then?
It was 340.
Scattering them.
Maybe over the next for 1 year.
Yep, we just haven't done it
In
yet.
all my piles. Extra Daniel Kelly.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I can recount this again.
Yeah, I would.
Right, there it is.
Then otherwise we have one more. Do you have any, are there any overvotes over here?
No,
I have
I didn't have any.
Okay, you have two, okay. So we have 5 overvotes. Mary? Did we have a write-in somewhere? Okay, yep, then it's just one write-in. Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they stick together or weird and then, you know, the different paper isn't as nice. And I double checked all of the duplicated ones to make sure they match. And I totaled them separately too.
Okay.
Okay, so all of these ballots can go back in the ballot boxes and then you guys are going to fill out a new certification and put that on top.
We need keep it separated by neighbor,
No,
or you don't need numbers anymore.
no, you can take those stickies off too. Mary, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, the rest can go in the back. Yes. Okay.
What are we doing with these, the
Two.
overvotes?
You have it now.
Oh,
So we have them on the audit.
Just down.
So do you want to?
So it's T 66, this is for box one.
Okay, oh, for box one, okay, I would put two, okay, then I'll do this one.
T 669357. And box two is going to be T 555 050.
All right, so that's box two. Today, the 27th. Box one, box one.
Oh, it is.
Two. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 6, 6, okay.
We have two, just PR,
So,
right there.
so this is two, box two, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, so that goes in here.
Matter which
It
direction.
does matter, put it in the side.
Oh, it
It
has to go in
seems to
the
work
one.
better, yeah. You can do it, it's just a little harder.
Sticky down. Did I sign in?
Not yet.
Sign in before you put it on the box.
You could, except. You would do this.
Get from the front, I had better luck
You
from it.
would-
For somebody?
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
You want me to put this somewhere, or?
I can take it.
That one.
You can both check. I have your original sheets of it, and then I have my updated. I made the changes that you had written. And you can double check them compared to. Pop them over, make sure that. You can switch those, sorry,
Okay, I'm just getting my bearings here. So this
That's
is the
fine.
Supreme Court,
yep,
and these are the places that you change. Village
Yeah.
of. So. Oh, I see what you mean, okay.
Yep, I can go back.
So if you wanna just look at those and make sure.
She can, if she wants to look at her original,
Oh,
there you go. That way we can just make sure that everything is good for both of you.
So I'm comparing my numbers.
the ones
Yes,
you added.
yep, because I added them into the state system and I just want to make sure that I did it correctly.
Yeah, you, Village of Germantown. Germantown. So you added 4 to this one. 350 to 354. This you made 0, but then
But I was putting my numbers based on humans, so I had 0 for Janet, 4 for Daniel, 0 for Everett, and 9 for Jennifer. That was the way I wrote my clues here, so I would keep track of my columns of, which person got what. So I had 0 for Janet, 4 for Daniel. Somehow Daniel went from 323 to 332, and I don't know where that. Because it was 9 for Jennifer, 0 for Everett.
530. Okay,
She didn't change Jennifer at all. See, do you get what I'm saying?
Yep, I'm gonna look at the original because maybe I was just reading.
Okay, I had that you
Because we
added
had
4
4
to
people.
Janet. Which is
No, that would be, I had 0. So we had 4 people and I wrote numbers based on what I thought she was saying. 0 for the first person, 4 for the second person, 0 for the third, 9 for the fourth. And below that, 8 for the first person, 2 for the second, 0 for the third, and 5 for the fourth. It's the only one that got weird. It was 4248, and then a +1 came back on January as well, so that was.
Linda, can I have your original?
Sure.
I'm just gonna take a look at what the actual tally sheet says.
Did mine confuse you, or do you want to see it?
I just need the original numbers, but because I added them in here and now I just want to subtract
I
them
get what
out.
you're saying.
So original.
And you're right, she should have 0, so it should be 350.
So then you put it, okay, that made more sense the way you did it.
That's the only way I could keep track
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what, without writing in your column.
I kind of left spot, yeah, I kind of left spots open. This is correct.
Oh, yeah. That was easy.
Mhm. Is it correct? I still have mine. And of course, these were-
Two sheets that are correct, just leave them out there.
Yeah, me too.
And were there any issues with the Senate district?
No.
Those are all.
Those are all right?
Yep.
Okay, I just,
So did you just change one?
yeah, it was just in the first district, the other ones all matched up.
Okay.
So this was your first sheet that I think has zeros on it.
Oh, yeah, I just end up, you can put it all together, I end up keeping all of it. In my Canvas folder. With it, or however you wanna do it.
Oh, so you want the,
Yeah, you can just, yep,
Okay.
I just keep them all in my Canvas folder.
match that with yours?
Sure, well, here's your stuff.
Yep, these are all line.
You put it all together. And then that's the city of Milwaukee, which is all zeros.
Okay, so if you'd like to start with that, is this the inspector's statement for this?
I'm gonna read this and then if you wanna just, oh, they didn't write it on here.
That's all wrong, right?
Okay, should I read it to you, Mary?
Sure.
Okay, 0604283.
Perfect. Yes. We can just we'll do Supreme Court for this one.
Supreme Court.
And actually, we may end up doing the Senate district race too. This was the one where they had one more ballot cast in voters and they thought that it was a jam issue. They must have refunded the ballot.
Okay.
So in order to correct the actual total,
But first, you want to separate by Supreme Court names.
yes.
Do you want me to take some?
Linda's getting pretty. have to check that.
I'm almost done
Okay.
sorting, so.
Okay.
Just have one Everett here, does anybody want?
You know what, I have 3 here, so I could add it to mine.
Thank you.
Sure.
What's that, Everett?
Everett,
I have one.
okay, that'll make it
Five
5,
here.
yeah. So now we have, a 5 here.
either nobody or overlooked. Sometimes it does get confusing. It does. Partisan election is real, weird one. And I think when something like this happens, people are just all confused. What do I do? No, you only get one. What? No. Or, they might have thought if they colored in party circle, but that doesn't make any sense when you get 2 and 2.
Yeah.
What was the issue with this batch?
They had 3 in their votes than they did in their or vice versa. It was off by 3 votes. On those votes.
Three no votes. Double vote. Oh, they didn't vote either. So simple, you don't get one thing to look at. It's a lot to read on.
Mm-hmm.
How do these totals come out? Do they show one more than?
Not added.
Okay. I couldn't reach anybody at the state, so I left the voice after calling 3 different people.
What did you need to find out?
I verified the election results, but I think we're gonna have to make a change with this because of the ballot jam where they fed it through again. But we'll see, I might not need to, but I just,
On the audit.
yeah, so this is District 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's add up Janet first.
13.
That's 31.
25.
16. That's one more than we should have.
So what was the?
It's supposed to be 68. Let's do the rest of them first.
Okay.
Daniel?
Daniel.
I have 6.
I have 20.
26.
Okay, that one is accurate.
At 52?
Yep, 52. Okay, Everett,
I have 5.
okay, and you have all of them.
Okay.
All right, that one's good. And then Jennifer?
I have 25.
36. 18.
Okay, so there must be one Jennifer in a Janet pile.
And a Jennifer.
Yep, so look through your Janets and see if you can find one Jennifer.
Oh, there it is.
Got it?
that was
All
fast.
right, so Mary, it should be Janet 68, Kelly 52, Everett 5, and Jennifer 80. And actually, I don't think we're gonna have to change the result. Because if those all matched up exactly right, they must have issued 2 voter numbers or something.
Well, in the weird ballots, I have 3 where no one was voted for.
Oh, and those are all
I
undervotes?
have 2 undervotes
I
also.
have 2 undervotes.
That's a double.
Okay, let's take a look at these. I should have 7 undervotes, so how many undervotes did you all have?
I have 2.
I have 2.
Yep, that's 7, that's how much they're supposed to be, and you said you have 1 undervote?
Over.
Wait,
7 was the
oh, 7 was the undervotes, and 1 overvote, yes, okay. That's accurate, and 0 write-ins, which means there's not an extra ballot in here that, or there's not, I mean, the total of the actual physical ballots equals what the tape says. There's not a missing ballot.
Oh, good.
Right.
So there's no jam issue, and actually, so I don't need them to change anything for me, which is good, yeah.
Good.
Yep. Okay, so now we don't need to audit the other rates because we actually are accurate. I was only going to do that if we needed, yep, you can just stack them up. If we found that there was a ballot that wasn't actually present but totaled again, but we don't have that. All right. I'm gonna go grab the certification pages.
Okay.
That's it, right? So we can close this now? Yep, that goes in there. So what's the total? It's wards 1 through 4, but they didn't write anything else on the top.
So we don't know what village you're in.
It's Village of Germantown, District 1, Central Count. So if you just want to make a note of that next to it.
So then I should put 1, not 1 through 4.
it
They
wards
said
1
1 through 4 there on the top of the box, but,
It's
But they
wards,
didn't write
it's
Germantown.
wards 1 through 4.
okay, that's what I have.
Yes, and then it's District 1.
District 1. District 1, and this is Central Count.
Seal number is L. 13824. 824. 824.
So if you want to just. You want me to give it a try when I sign? Oh, you got it, okay.
That's kind of weird. It should probably be the 65th.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so, and if you want to sign in one. These will go off to the state.
Okay, at 12:34, I'd like to adjourn the Board of Canvas.